Hello everyone. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see this. I don't know if you can see the colours, but I don't know if you can see these colours really well. So this is a little bit of a message around picking fruit and fruit ripeness, which some people tell me I know nothing about. Fair enough. My name's Ronnie. I've been on a raw vegan diet 9 years. I stick to 100% raw as close to it as I can, I guess. So for the most of the last 9 years, 100% raw. But I have had a period of time when I went back to eating cooked food. Didn't enjoy it. Glad to have had the experience and do the test, but came right back to raw. Not right back, took me a while. On this channel, I talk a lot about my raw food journey, and if you're looking for advice and support, then this is a good place to be, because I've not only had the experience for myself, but I've interviewed a lot of raw vegans as part of the Love Fruit podcast. I've went to a lot of events and met a lot of raw vegans and raw foodists in real life, and I've worked with, as part of my own festivals and events, a lot of the long-term teachers of the raw vegan diet. So I've got a really good rounded perspective, a lot of experience, and I think I can help you. So stick around. But we're talking about fruit ripeness. You can subscribe down there. I don't really care about subscribers, but I'm close to 3,000. So that's after 8 years or 7 years on YouTube or something like that. This is the slowest growing channel in the whole of YouTube. I guarantee it. This put out as much videos as this. That's how unwatchable I am. Right? I think I've annoyed everyone that's been eventually attracted to this channel. They've fallen out of me. I think I know more than 3,000 people probably in my so even my own family and friends aren't watching. So if any of you are family and friends that are watching and you never tell me you're watching, feel free to comment below. Anyway, a lot of people would go, okay, it's February, you're in Scotland, you're not going to get any good fruit, there's no good fruit, blah blah blah, I'm going to not be raw. A lot of people have that mindset, and they would maybe assume there's no stone fruit and all that kind of stuff, and I would generally assume that as well. I'll be honest, I would. But in the last few years, I don't think this was happening when I started raw, but the last few years we start to get actually some good stone fruit now and again in the winter. Now I don't buy it that much, sometimes I see it. Stone fruit for me, if I'm going to buy it, it needs to look like it's 100% definitely going to be good. That's really the attitude towards picking a lot of good ripe fruit. There's no point in picking stuff you're like, maybe there's a 30%, 20% chance that's going to be good. There's no point in buying it. Get something else you know is going to be 100% good. So when you go up and look at mangoes, if you don't even need to even touch it. Once you get this sensitivity, fruit ripeness ability, of the ability to check fruit ripeness, comes with, obviously it's you've got your own personal desire, right? So you can't really learn it from someone else because they might want fruits in a different state. A lot of people, when it comes to persimmons, they want their persimmon to all fall apart and it's all a mess and there's no structure to it, and that's the only way a persimmon's ripe because someone told them that and they follow what other people say rather than investigate this for themselves. Or bananas are only ripe if they're spotty on the outside. That's not true. None of these things are like 100% rules. Like they're a good guideline for a beginner, but for me, my experience, I don't need to follow these guidelines anymore. I have my own preferences, and some fruits don't ripen the same as others in terms of the conditions they've been in. Varieties are different. The colours could be different for many different reasons, and the feel can be different. And there's not any 100% rules. And everyone that goes around knocking a melon, that's a good sign they don't know what we're talking about, but they want to appear like they do. There's no magic thing with a melon. You knock it and you know how ripe it is. The same with, like, people would push the durian to see, you can, You know, people have these rules. There's no rules. Just eat the blooming fruit and see if it's good. Develop a bit of experience. But if you go and touch apricots and they're hard or they're kind of smudgy, something like there's different feelings, right? They're never going to be good. There's no chance they're going to be good. So you don't buy them. You don't buy the entire tray, take it home and go, oh, I'm wasted £35 on apricots. By the way, we've all done it. We've all done it because we were desperate to eat them and thought they would be good and they weren't good. We've all done it. Apricots are something that we rarely get very good here. It would be nice if we could get apricots really good all the time. It would be nice. It'd be an excellent addition to your diet. It's not, but they're not around apart from dried, right? Nectarines and stone fruit, you're talking about summertime usually, and they're coming from probably Spain, maybe France, Italy. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not 100% sure where they're coming from. A lot of stone fruit. Coming to think of it, maybe Africa, northern Africa. God knows what's going to happen with Brexit. We'll probably never eat them again. Who knows? Who cares? Apparently, no one cares about that. Government, particularly the Brexit years. So, when you go into a supermarket in February in Scotland, you can't go in with this mindset, none of the fruit's good, nothing's good, and the stone fruit's definitely not going to be good. You've got to be flexible. So I saw strawberries today, and I'm like, they're not good. Now there's still a chance, like even with me, with my experience, right? There's still a chance that they're good. I'm not going to 100% say they're definitely not good. I'm just on the likelihood scale of most likely those strawberries in that condition, with that colour, with that shape, from my internal memory bank, are not good and not worth trying, right? And it's better to go for something that looks better. With grapes, even with grapes, you've got different shapes of grapes that you start to be accustomed to, different varieties you start to like, different colours, different feeling. It becomes more of a feel that, rather than even a physical feel. And then there's things you can always pretty much rely on and stuff. But the hardness is an easy one. If something's super hard, if a mango's super hard, most likely it's not going to ripen very well. And stone fruits, if they're super hard, I'm not saying they're never going to ripen well, but I'm basically saying they're almost never going to ripen well. And if you get nectarines and they're very kind of pale in colour, look at the colour as well. But often the colour. Now I came across these today. I saw these and I was just like, yes. They are so deep dark. They're dark. Okay, it doesn't look so dark in the screen here. I don't know why it doesn't look dark, but these, let me try to put some shadow on this. These are it's like super bright beside the, look how dark that is. There's a little bit more dark just at the shadow. Dark. Deep, dark. That's you have to get in touch with your own evolutionary instincts that are saying deep, dark, red colours signals good stuff. Deep, dark, deep colours. It surprised me actually. Wow. So yes, it's excellent. Of course, I'm a good fruit picker. I know what I'm doing. A lot of you don't know what you're doing. A lot of you complain about there's no good fruit anywhere. You just don't know how to find it or where to find it. I guarantee that Matthew, who lives up here, is probably eating these right now as well. Because he's committed to finding good fruit, and he'll find these things in a millisecond. Like, he probably bought the whole shop of these, right? He's probably just doing mono nectarines right now, for all I know. But these things, they were in Morrison's, by the way. It's actually a white flesh nectarine, so it's dark on the outside, white on the inside. Yes, is it sweet? Yes, is it juicy? Yes, is it almost ribena? Almost ribena. I don't know if some of you know ribena. It's so deep and dark, it's almost like a dark syrupy ribena. It's really good to eat good fruit. That is some good quality fruit straight from the supermarket. 100% ripe from the supermarket. I just bought it today. Is it always there? No. It's impossible for fruit to always be there in the conditions we've got at the moment. There's not enough demand for good fruit all the time. But this is a hell of a meal. This is a hell of a meal for this time of year, for where we're at, and we're seeing lots of good stone fruit coming in more and more in the winter. We really, really are. So look out for it. Take away your rules. You need to start with the rules. Like, look for the deeper, darker, more attractive colours for sure. Look for the softer feeling. These are soft, so you could kind of tell that they're riper. If they were rock hard, I'm not buying them. Even with the colour, I wouldn't buy them if they were rock hard. And sometimes people smell, but you can't really smell these because they're in a packet. But if you smelled that, let me see, I'm trying to smell them. They've not got a lot of smell, to be honest, but sometimes smell. The look. If it's saying yes, if it's saying eat me, if it's saying pick me, if it's saying I'm ready, if it's saying abundance, if it's saying sweet sugar goodness to you, then you want to go towards it. And that stuff is the good stuff. So that's a little bit of fruit picking advice 101. Some of the fruits have very long ripening windows. Some people want to eat them softer, some people want to eat them more crunchy, some people want to eat them in the middle. I don't always, like with the persimmons, are they sweeter if they're really soft? Not a great deal sweeter, but they're really messy to eat, so I prefer them a little bit firmer because they're more practical to eat. Don't cause, and people are like, well, that's going to cause digestive issues. Like, it's not unripe fruit. It's ripe. It's impossible. This is the other thing about unripe fruit. It's impossible to eat unripe fruit. It's impossible to eat unripe bananas. You can force them, but you're forcing them. I've had big debates with chefs and stuff. These bananas aren't ripe. Well, let's try them. That tastes ripe. Oh no, it's not this. Why are you using some thing you learned years ago that the bananas have to be spotty rather than tasting them? Surely the taste is more important. So don't have these rules. You don't need rules. Just taste the fruit, buy the fruit, try the fruit, and try and really feel, you might look at the apricots or something and go, I'd really like to try them. But you've got to go into the deeper feeling of what's my body really saying. My body's kind of saying that's never going to be good. So you just get in touch with that. Get in touch with that deeper feeling within you, and you'll always pick good fruit eventually. And if you pick bad fruit, it's not like a big deal. You can't be like me all the time. You can't be as good. I'm one of the best. I want to put it down. I want to say I am, if anything, I'm not a good raw chef. I'm okay raw chef, probably not the best. I'm okay running events, maybe not the best. I'm okay with online Zoom calls and stuff, maybe not the best. There's a lot of things I'm okay at. The fruit festival and stuff, coaching. But fruit picking, I'm going to put myself right down there and say I'm one of the best. I'm going to put my hat in the ring for that. And I think we should have a bit of a competition sometimes where we get together, we go and pick fruit, and we get an audience of people to say who was the best at picking, who picked the best. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be up there because everyone else is going to be in their mind with this, the colour and the blah blah blah, and I'm just going to go by pure instinct, frugivore instinct. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to stay in touch more, you can subscribe to this channel. You can go to fruitfest.co.uk, sign up for the newsletter. Friday nights, we have a free Fruity Fridays club. You can join, debates, chat, humour, bit of music, bit of creativity, raw vegans. anyone curious about the lifestyle is invited as well. Got courses coming up, got all sorts of things coming up online, other online classes for free. So you can go to fruitfest.co.uk to follow with that, or you can go to UK Fruitfest community on Facebook, the Facebook group. I can't always guarantee I'll make a video about everything that's coming up. So you might want to join one of those things to get notified. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.